Alright, what the freak is going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and I ain't even gonna front. I might, my voice might sound crazy just because, like, you feel me? My girlfriend dared me to hit the blunt, and I did, and like, I feel super high. But anyways, I don't got nothing to do with nothing because today we're gonna talk about America's dumbest criminal I've ever like. This is when we in an era now where clout, fame, or any type of publicity or coverage, if people want to get known clout so bad that they'll do or say whatever, even if it's in this case here, a murder that happened literally, bro, almost 30 years ago, almost 3 decades, bro, 25. Like, at some point, people need to just, like, if you do a crime, just shut the fuck up. It's certain things that you take to the grave. And what make it even worse, he told and then start bragging about it, knowing that he didn't even get charged for it, or he was safe. And what I'm talking about here is today is the person they supposedly arrested the person that killed Tupac or had something to do with it, and also explains how the fuck he got caught after almost 30 years. Like, this man is the dumbest. Like, bro, I don't even wish jail on people, but good for you, bro. Because at the end of the day, you being almost 60 and you was just calling for them to put the cuffs on you. Like, just lock me up. Fuck it. I ain't got no money. I'm old. I look like a fucking weirdo. Just throw me in jail. Just fuck it. Now, today, we gonna look and see what the fuck happened. And excuse my language, but I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, show your boy some love, and we're gonna start this video. I'm also gonna post a video of where I've been and why I haven't been posting in a while neither, but you know what I'm saying? All that matters is we here, we alive, and we back talking shit because this is fucking unbelievable. Let's get into this shit.
27 years have gone by, and I'm just so glad to see that someone is finally being held accountable for the murder of Tupac. So I'm just stoked.
A man in custody.
Look at your man though. Look at this nigga. Black ass lips, old dusty ass. This is a yo. He is the dumbest criminal I've ever. And the only reason I put it in quotations is because it's just sad at this point. He's the dumbest gangster I've ever. I mean, I said gangster. Criminal I've ever fucking witnessed.
Accused of ordering the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur 27 years ago.
Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips.
Police say Dwayne Keefe D. Davis ordered the hit on Tupac Shakur. So who is Keefe D? We look at 6 things you need to know about the man accused of ordering the murder of Tupac. Welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. I'm Anjanette Levy. Tupac Shakur's family and his fans have been waiting 27 years for someone to be held accountable in Tupac's murder. That day is now here. Dwayne Davis, whose street name is Keefe D, faces a charge of open murder with a deadly weapon and a gang enhancement in Tupac's murder on September 7th, 1996. Keefe D is a member of the Southside Compton Crips. Some people say he's actually a gang leader.
1996.
Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur were affiliated with the Bloods.
Bro, 1996. This nigga, there's certain things you take to the grave, bro. Like, he wilded out. Black ass lips.
Tupac Shakur was a artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Marion Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs, and that they had an ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips.
On September 7th, Keefe D, his nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, Terrence Brown, and DeAndre Smith were all in Las Vegas. So were Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight. The group encountered one another at the MGM Grand during the Mike Tyson fight. Tupac jumped Orlando Anderson over an old beef. Then he, Suge Knight, and their entourage left the casino for a party elsewhere. That's when the plan to kill Tupac took shape, according to Las Vegas Metro Police.
Is it just me, or the picture they showed with Orlando Anderson and Tupac, they look just alike?
Dwayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson. After Davis obtained a gun, he entered into a white Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson. Based on our investigation, this is where we know they were seated.
Introducing the next generation of pepper spray. Meet Palm,
What the fuck
a
is
new
this?
maximum strength self-defense product. Learn more at Palm Pepper.
Held Tupac.
How they put a fucking
First
commercial
officer
in the
on
middle
scene
of the
that
video?
night was Chris Carroll. He held Tupac in his arms.
Theory range, performance, peace of mind. Learn more
go
at
back, 'cause what she
palmpepperspray.com.
The first officer on scene that night was Chris Carroll. He held Tupac in his arms and asked him who shot him.
So I was asking him, what happened? Who shot you? Who did this? And he for the first time, he's kind of acknowledging my presence, and he's looking in my eyes, and I'm looking at his, and I could tell he's trying to get a breath together because he's having a very hard time breathing. And he looks at me and he opened his mouth and he said, "F you." And after he said it, he kind of gurgled and coughed. His eyes.
Yo, Pac was a real one. He was bugged. He was bugged out. I swear to God, I thought he was about to say, he looked me in my eyes and he told me, or some shit like that. He had the last dying breath. Fuck you.
And he looks at me and he opened his mouth and he said, "F you." And after he said it, he kind of gurgled and coughed. His eyes rolled back. He lost consciousness. So that would be the last thing that he ever said in his life.
Tupac Shakur died days later after being taken off life support. Suge Knight stuck to the no snitching street code, but Knight knew exactly who fired at them from a white Cadillac. With no one talking, police said they couldn't make an arrest. But years later, Keefe D would find himself in a jam because of his drug dealing. He would confess to his role in the killing of Tupac Shakur, but the confession was called a proffer and couldn't be used to prosecute him.
So Orlando shot him across Dre.
He leaned over on the window, he rolled down the window, popped.
Keefe D's proffer was played in the documentary Murder Rap. That was the first time the public heard it. Keefe D laid out in detail what happened that night and why.
So why was this shit still a cold case if he said what happened and 3 of the other people was dead? Why they just kept it as a cold case? And everybody knew. But this is not why we in the video, because the actual video coming up soon, or hope they show it, or I will show it in another video. But anyways, if it was why the fuck is a cold case if they telling you this ugly big head motherfucker tells you who did it?
To LAPD Detective Greg Kading and others. I spoke with Greg Kading about Keefe D being indicted all of these years later.
Yeah, I'm just elated. Thank you for having me, first of all. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I mean, better late than never, they say, but holy smokes, it's 27 years have gone by. And I'm just so glad to see that someone is finally being held accountable for the murder of Tupac. So I'm just stoked.
How big of a gang leader or what have you was Keefe D in Compton? Because I've heard people say he's a gang leader. Some people laugh when you call him a leader of the South Compton.
Nah, look
Crips.
at your
I mean,
mans,
how
though.
big of a deal was he, or was he just kind of like a blowhard?
He was relevant because he was dealing a lot of dope. And because he had a lot of dope, he had a lot of money. Because he had a lot of money, he had influence. So it was just those things. But he is a bit of a blowhard. He's not like his nephew Orlando, who was the actual gunman who killed Tupac. That was a serious, committed gangster who was a killer. Keefe D is a little bit more of a figurehead, so to speak. And he's definitely a legend in his own mind, but all things considered, he's
not a
not who
legend,
he
brother.
presents himself to be in the sense of this big, dangerous, infamous gangster.
As I mentioned, Keefe D told Greg Kading the entire story about what happened the night Tupac was murdered in the proffer that could not be used in court. From the fight at the MGM Grand to the shooting of Tupac and Suge Knight in the black BMW, Kading said it was frustrating to see someone confess to murder but unable to take the case to court.
There's, you've heard the phrase before. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And we couldn't use his self-incriminating confession back in 2009, but because of that, he had this false perception that he had immunity, and so he began to go out and boast publicly about his role in the murder. And
you see what he said? In his mind, in his big fat burnt ass lips, his big ass head, in this, where's he at? And look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. This is the face of an old dumbass man. Kids, please, yo, please stay in school or just work on your talents. Why would please look at this dude? Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Bro, look at this nigga. You don't want to end up like this? He's stupid. He went boasting about it. Because in his mind, he had a false, if I snitch and tell who really did it, the person is dead, I'm good. And I could just get all the clout, whatever. Fuck it. I'm 60. I'm broke. I look at my head. Look at this dude. Stupid.
him and then go out and publicly boast about his involvement. So yeah, one thing kind of led to another, but that foundation of the original
to those, even the cop saying it, like, that's how bad it looks.
Everything in motion.
Last July, Las Vegas Metro Police executed a search warrant at Keefe D's home in Henderson, Nevada.
Face the house, slowly walk back towards the sound of my voice. You're doing good. Appreciate your cooperation.
Word started to spread that a grand jury had been impaneled to investigate Tupac Shakur's murder. But as the weeks passed, hope started to fade that anything would come of it.
I literally texted my old partner this morning prior to any of this breaking news about the arrest. And I literally texted my old partner, Darren Dupree, this morning and said, what in the hell is taking so long? And the next text I get is actually from Mike Dorsey going, hey, they just arrested him. So wow. It was just, there did seem to be a real delay there, but I think that they were being strategic and making sure that they got everybody locked into their grand jury testimony so that they can utilize that later if necessary. So hopefully they've got all their I's dotted and T's crossed and are ready to go and see where this heads next.
Keefe D also wrote about the night of Tupac Shakur's murder in his self-published book, Compton Street Legend. Keefe D wrote in the book that he tossed the Glock in the back seat and made eye contact with Suge Knight. Knight was driving a black BMW. Tupac was in the passenger seat. Keefe D wrote, like two rams locking horns, Suge and I looked each other dead in the eye. The terrified expression on Suge's face read, damn them N-words. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. Keefe D said he and Suge Knight knew one another from Compton.
One thing about this, he has been on YouTube and some other outlets basically saying, I hate the way that went down, things of that nature. I think he said that, he liked Tupac's music, and it's almost like he was speaking regretfully that this had happened. But he's now accused of being the person who ordered the hit. Do you think he really does regret that? I mean, he seemed to be living a pretty nice life in Henderson, Nevada.
I don't think, honestly, I'm sorry for keep pausing it, but bro, at some point, being in the street, when you just don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. And certain people in the world is gonna play you like you're dumb. Him saying, he of course, even if you're coming over being a bad guy, You gotta do something to sway the people into thinking like, well, I have a heart too. I had a heart. I think I respected what but he violated. He deserved to die. Even if that's the case, bro, you didn't give a fuck, bro. Let's just be honest, which is sad. You didn't really care. With a face like that, only a mother could love, and she don't love you, you ain't give a fuck. And it's good for you. You stupid. You outside brag. You out in interviews and wrote a book about it.
No, I don't think he has true regret like you and I might have regret. He doesn't carry that same type of remorse. He doesn't have that same type of regard for human life. So no, I don't think that he has that type of regret. In fact, when we interviewed him, and he said after the shooting, after they'd shot Tupac, they went and parked the car and they were heading back to their hotel. They're at an intersection, and the ambulance was coming by that was rushing Tupac to the hospital, and him and his friends were just laughing about it. So no, I don't think that he has any true remorse. I think it's time has finally come for him to answer for his sins.
Aside from Keefe D, there's only one other witness who's still alive who knows what happened that night. It's Suge Knight, who's serving a 28-year prison sentence for running a man down and killing him in Compton.
Suge Knight has credibility issues. He's in prison for a really long time. Do we possibly hear from Suge Knight at some point about this?
I would be absolutely shocked if Suge Knight was ever brought into court as a witness. He's completely unbelievable. He's not credible, and he's not going to, from prison, become a rat. He's not going to take the stand and testify against somebody else and then go back to his prison cell in general population.
Right.
So no, he will. I don't think we're going to see any of Suge Knight in regards to this trial.
What is clear, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is sitting in a Las Vegas jail cell where he's being held without bail.
History has finally been set correct. Now it's no longer from the public perspective an unsolved case. Now we can close it. Tupac can rest in peace, and we can move on. And now we know that that mystery's been solved.
Dwayne Davis will appear in court Wednesday morning in Las Vegas for an arraignment. At that time, he will enter a plea to the charges and a trial date could be set. And I will be there, and I will bring you the very latest from Las Vegas. That's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. You can listen.
So the white guy was Greg Cady, and he was a police officer on the case that if you hear the big face dude, Keefe D, he was interviewing him, secretly recording him, his whole proffer statements. Proffer statement is basically you admitting what you did to the federal government for crimes. Whatever you did, you just confessing to them. And also, I believe you can. It's different from having immunity though. But you can, whatever you tell the federal government, it can't be used against you in court. That's the only difference from immunity and a proffer agreement. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna try to pause this and go and find the other video where he's actually on Vlad TV confessing to it. We in 2023, he confessed to the shit 5 years ago. Vlad did the whole interview. Like this dude, and I'm gonna show y'all how dumb he is. Yo, this dude is the dumbest person ever. Like, bro, you wrote a whole book about it. Like, that shit is crazy, man. Like, word. Like, we could have had more Tupac videos. We could have had, you know what I'm saying? We could have, you know what I mean? Like, God got the final say so at the end of the day, but what could have been and how much of a legend Tupac was, because maybe, you know what I mean, Tupac would have realized, I'm big, I'm rich, and he could have made a real impact. You never know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You never know. But a dude like this is trying to come up off of this senseless ass body killing Tupac. Like, bro, come on, let's be serious now. This shit was not cool. Big ugly ass nigga. Like, he's stupid. Like, you going, like, how the fuck you even, really, nigga? Really, nigga? Like, you really wrote a book about how you killed Tupac? Hold on, but I'm about to find a video of, can I find it? Damn, I can't find it. The next video is gonna be, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, man, like, that shit is sad. Rest in peace, Tupac. Rest in peace, Big. But it's your boy, Shy TV, man. I'm back. I'm gonna do a video of what's been going on while I haven't been posting in a while. For those who fuck with me and really care, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking to do this consistently. I've been having, like, you know what I mean? Like, real life problems, you know, and I'm just staying strong. But I just love, like, even the people that just be in the comments talking shit to me, like, I love it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think this is like the only thing that keep me saying, like, all right, man, I might just make a video. So, you know what I mean? Support your boy, comment, subscribe, you know what I mean? That means a lot. It helps grow the channel. That just, you know, you can make things way better. So I'm gonna soon make a video of what's been going on, where I've been. Thank y'all for 250 subscribers. I wasn't even 250, bro. Like, I ain't even think I would even get 100. We had 250. So I ain't gonna just go ghost. Like, you know what I mean? I appreciate that too. And 250 ain't a lot, but 250 is a lot. Like, 250 people fucks with me? Man, I appreciate that shit. Word. 250 people. And then we got 250,000 people. That'll be fire. 250,000 subscribers. Man, I'm thankful for having 250. Word. But yeah, comment, subscribe, yo. Let's keep this thing going. Let's start our own team. It's your boy. Peace.